Okay, thank you all so much for joining. Take your time. We'll start in a few minutes just to get everyone settled. I'll need a comfortable seat. These Sunday soul sessions, 5 to 5:30 p.m., are offerings that are meant to ground us and have a short meditative practice and talk, right? So I'll give it a few more moments. Thank you so much for joining in. It warms my heart, literally. I just taught a class through Key West Yoga Sanctuary, and a few people from literally all over Vermont, Louisiana, Massachusetts. It's incredible what's being offered right now in the community, and there's so much out there, and I'm super grateful to be able to take classes from people I normally wouldn't take from, and because of distance, and this has really brought a lot of people together. This particular session today, Sunday Soul Session, thank you so much for joining. It also will be on my YouTube channel, Library, and also on my Facebook video library as well. So if you can't stay, try this another time. Today's particular session is, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do today, and I was able to take this incredible opportunity to join Pema Chondron, one of my favorite teachers, for a Zoom soul session talking about her impact on my life. But it really started my journey into really going deep. And she has a beautiful way and presence. I mean, right when she came on the screen, I started crying. She's such a beautiful person. Because like you literally feel her. So I can't imagine actually meeting her. One day, maybe I will. That's on my list. But anyway, this practice today is inspired through particular meditation and talk I got to attend today. So I just wanted to keep that ripple going, as it's super. So the fact that you're calling in, writing, and taking classes when you can, it warms my heart, not only to be able to know that you're connecting and to see you on here, but also that you're taking the time right now to really go into your practices and help yourself and help your vibration and whatever you're feeling. And this stuff takes a lot of training and practice, and there's so much available right now. Some stuff and some really good stuff. So, do your research and hang around the teachers that, inspire you. Like today, I was like, oh my gosh, I can take a Zoom conference call with one of my favorite teachers. Like, what? So I felt like she was in my living room. It was incredible. So that being said, let's find a comfortable seat. Again, this is inspired by Pema Chondron's talk today I was able to partake in. So there's little gems of her presence clearly in that. So let us just find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you right now. Close your eyes or keep them open. Give yourself some wiggle room, literally, by rocking a little bit side to side, forward and back. Again, Sunday soul sessions, I'm here for you every Sunday night, 5 to roughly 5:30, maybe sometimes a little shorter. Short meditative practices and talks. So as you're rocking and rolling, feeling your seat, let that lend itself to find stability and settledness in your roots, sitting just a little taller in the spine. And I invite you to take a moment and feel what's here. Feel the sensations in your feeling in this moment, and it's okay whatever comes up. There could have been a very predominant feeling all day and it's still there. That's okay. Just scan and observe and feel into your physical body. Using this quiet moment to scan, observe, and feel. Whatever it is that you're feeling is fine. Try not to judge it. Try not to move it or shove it off to the side. It's not bad or good. Feel into the sensations in your body, whatever it is that you're feeling. Give yourself some time to connect to that, or sending or receiving. That refers to a meditation practice found in Tibetan Buddhism. So as you are sitting here, eyes closed or gently open, feel into this feeling fully, whatever it is. Take in this feeling, feel it fully by breathing into it. As you breathe out, free it up. Feel ease as you breathe out, possibly a sense of release from this dominant feeling. Breathing in, and then free it up. Let there be ease with the out breath. If it's helpful, you can deepen your inhalation into this feeling fully. Whatever it is, you're in a safe space. Breathe it out. Exhale it out. Whatever it is that you're feeling is your link, as Pema says, between you and all others on the planet. Because there's millions of people that are feeling this way, whatever it is, the not so good and good feelings. A link between what others are feeling and your sample. Panic, especially in these times. I'm sure that's come up for most of you at some point. We can breathe into that honestly. And when we breathe out, we wish ease for all who may be also feeling this way. If this is a new sort of practice for you completely and it's difficult to connect to that, don't worry. Just try your best. Breathing out, wishing ease for yourself first, and then for all beings who may be feeling this way at this time. It is our link between our feelings and ourself and so many other people. Fear is natural. Panic is natural. We're human. These feelings happen. It means we're alive and here in a different way. Rather than cultivating a long storyline and to keep the continuous feelings of fear or worry or impermanence alive in our stories, we can simply shift and change that feeling by first acknowledging and breathing into it. Not so much contracting. This is very important as you're practicing this too. We don't want to hold on necessarily or burden our being with this feeling and expand it more. Think about it as literally the feeling dissolving like a blue sky, a white cloud dissolving into blue sky as you breathe in, giving it space, welcoming space to be there as it is. And when we breathe out, we are sending ease, a sense of relief, and a shift to this feeling. Continue breathing in, allowing space around this dominant feeling of possibly fear, worry, or impermanence. Cloud dissolving into blue sky, and the exhale, freeing our link to one another, the world. Breathing in, not contracting, but possibly spacious awakening around the feeling. And ease, letting it go. Continue following my voice, eyes closed. On the breath in, you breathe in with the wish of spaciousness and room around this fear or discomfort of feeling. And as you breathe out, you wish to send comfort and ease to all people feeling this way. Notice your breath elongating, smoothing, taking your time with it. Giving that feeling space, room to be just as it is. It's natural. And then wishing ease to yourself and others. Breathe out, sense of release, sense of relief. Doing this for everyone else in the world. These feelings are our link to one another, building a well of compassion and empathy. Awakening mind to deeper compassion, empathy. This is called bodhicitta. And continue staying close to the breath. Being able to hold uncomfortable feelings with the heart, not to burden ourselves or hold on to it, but rather create heart space, widening rather than contracting, or widening the room for it all to be here. And breathing out, sense of relief. And continue for a few more moments. Breathing in, allowing and giving space for the uncomfortable feeling place to be there as truth, to connect to it wholly, without contraction, yet spaciousness. And breathing out, breathing into that uncomfortable feeling place, and breathing out that may we all be free from this feeling. Take a few more minutes to breathe into this uncomfortable feeling place, whether it's present now or was, connecting to it that it's innate in all of us. Continue. Using what we are feeling in a different way with this practice, rather than keeping it going into the storyline. And then we'll slowly release the hands back to the knees, thighs, or lap, eyes closed. Let the breath return back to normal, a natural pace. Note now the feelings and sensations present in your body and in your breath, without the need to change them. Gently bow the head and flutter the eyes open. So this practice is very powerful in connecting us to others. And also when we do tend to get into a place of worry or fear, for example, we can get contracted and come in, when really this is something that so many people feel. This practice is an excellent way to free it up for ourselves and for all beings. And it's a beautiful time to think of practices in this way. If it's more helpful to you, some tips are to think of someone particularly that you're close with. Parent, partner, for example, a best friend, and you can feel that exchange. And then eventually it gets broader and more expansive. Sometimes it can be difficult to connect to that in-breath and taking in and out. Just remember not to take it in and contract. I like what Pema says, Ani Pema says about when we breathe it in, making sure we're not doing this. When we breathe in the suffering, we breathe in the pain, the fear, the dominant feeling of worry, but we don't hold on to it. Instead, we breathe into it like the expansive heart space. And when we breathe out, we sort of clear and send peace and ease to all beings feeling in this way. She also mentioned something today, that the time we have now is really precious. You know, we have a lot of time right now to sit, to be, to drop into self-inquiry, self-practice, watch our repetitive habits and patterns of when we do wish to jump, right? And leave rather than sit and stay and connect and to free up in a different way, to literally shift and transform energy. Without shoving it to the side. That's really important too, right? We can think, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to flee, rather than let me breathe into this, appreciate it for what it is in this moment. Expansive white cloud and the blue sky, give it space to be there, and pray or wish or have whatever words work for you in giving it space to, may you be free with this feeling, may there be ease in this feeling, may all beings be at ease with this feeling. It's an excellent way to develop our overall loving kindness for self and others. There's a great quote that I just thought of when I said that, is that compassion is incomplete if it does not include ourselves. And that's a hard thing to do sometimes, so maybe this practice, if it spoke to you, could be helpful to you. I highly recommend going over to tricycle.org and checking out some of their programs right now. Fear, worry, and we don't have to be burdened for so long with these things. We can acknowledge, yes, this is how I feel right now, and trust that it will move and shift, and you can work with it. This practice is very gentle. Well, it can be rocky, of course, when there's feelings we don't want to feel, but maybe try a little bit and see if this practice can be helpful. She also mentioned something called out-breath material, which I thought was honestly quite genius. So if you'd like a little homework from me this week, I'm going to do it. And I'd love to, if you felt like you wanted to write me how you're doing with this, we can keep each other honest in that way. Just send me a message. But she says, work on out-breath material. If it's difficult to send out ease to all beings, make a list, felt ease or lightness, right? Times when you felt pleasantry, like a pleasantry list. So for example, when she said that today in her talk, I thought of, a walk I went on the other day, and I looked on the ground and I saw frangipani, which is a flower that reminded me of being when I lived in Bali. And I just love those flowers, and there's such a sweet smell. And I thought, what's that doing here? It must be a transplant. I never see these flowers. And it was in a park, and I picked it up, and right when I smelled it, I felt that whoosh. I like to call it a whoosh. I felt that whoop of pleasantry, right? So when she mentioned to try that and to make a list, I immediately started my list with frangipani smell, or the time I laughed uncontrollably out loud with a friend recently and how pleasant that felt. So that feeling you can wish for yourself and others, and it can change and shift the energy of the fear, of the worry, of the panic. And just remind yourself that there's contrasts, these things will shift, and we can wish that pleasant feeling to come back one day. Again, we can't hold on to that. Can't hold on to that frangipani smell or that flower in that moment, particularly forever, but I can recall its energy, right? By making that list. And when we, write that shit down, like that whole quote thing, that's pretty funny. Like, make a list, write that shit down, like, make it happen, la la la. Make a simple list today before bed. Maybe 3 things. Maybe you're on a roll out. May all beings be at ease and free of this uncomfortable feeling place. So recalling that sweet smell of the flower or the uncontrollable laughter, wishing that, sending that. And I do think that this practice is designed to, to connect us all. And I really do believe that there's going to be so many positives that come out of this for so many. It's a very difficult time right now, obviously, and people are sick and dying alone. And we can count our blessings and also know that there are people that are in really sad and lonely circumstances and literally dying without anyone able to be near them. And that's something that I felt viscerally the other day and got pretty sad about. And it's just like, I wish I just actually practiced Tonglen, and I just wished ease to that situation and that person or those people. And it helped soften my own heart. It softens our hearts. And she ended her talk today with empathy in general. Keep collecting out-breath material, make your lists, be reminded, send that out to people who need it, people you know, people you don't. We have a really incredible opportunity right now to ask, like, what is it that I want to share more of, be more of in my own being, and connect more with other people. And she ended with saying that it takes a lot of courage to connect with difficult and painful feelings. So when you're doing Tonglen, it's not necessarily an easy thing to do. For some people, it might be easier than others. So just keep collecting that out-breath material. Breathe in and breathe out well-being and ease and peace and those pleasantries, that pleasantry list, if you wish to create that this week, today, whenever you're inspired, and just be reminded and wishing well for others in that way. So we'll close with a little seated practice. Thank you again so much for joining in. This is a beautiful exchange that keeps my fire lit, and being able to provide and learn from you all and share. Couldn't do this without you. So we'll sit nice and tall, close the eyes. Joining the palms together in front of the heart, bowing the head, honoring your wholeness, honoring and giving thanks for being able to be here today together. And may all beings know happiness. May all beings know safety. May all beings know health. And may all beings walk in ease along their path. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. This will be on my YouTube channel under videos, also my YouTube channel. Plenty of practices there as well, and Instagram Live. So every Sunday, 5 to 5:30. If you want to check out my offerings for the week, I post them daily in my stories and on my feed. If you have any questions about anything, definitely feel free to reach out, and I would love to hear from you if you have any questions or any practices you're interested in. Each week will be a little bit different, and if you're interested, I don't know, in reaching out, I'd love to connect and be well and be kind to yourself and be gentle. This is an interesting time. So love one another, call people that you love when you can, make time for yourself when you can get pretty busy in doing. So make time for yourself to just be. And also, one thing I've been noticing I'm not doing enough of is water. So drink a lot of water. I tried to drink 3 of these today. I've only drank 1, so I'm a little behind. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., if you're interested, on all these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, cardio kickbox. So if you're looking to sweat and kind of turn frustration and uncomfortable feelings into something else and sweat a little bit, it's definitely a high-intensity class the whole time. You can just always do what you can do, of course. Feel free to join me 9 to 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, you all be well, and thank you for joining.